Hi, viewers. We are very delighted to be coming your way this wonderful hour, and we thank you for tuning in to Majesty Christian Television Network. We appreciate the fact that you have always given us the privilege to be in your home or in any of your device that you are using to watch this broadcast. My name is Apostle Helen Rudokino, and we have a very interesting subject to discuss this wonderful hour. We will recommend that you join us if it gets very interesting. Join us and call the studio line on 020 737 020 3374160. I repeat, 020 3374160. I'm just trying to mix it with the radio one. So don't kill me. Now, as an introduction, our topic today is beliefs on how to raise healthy migrant children within the first 1,000 days of life. Now, so in this show, we will be exploring what are some of the cultural and traditional beliefs pertaining to carrying pregnancy and raising healthy children within the first 1,000 days of life. So that means from the conception to the age of 2. So the primary aim of this broadcast is to investigate which beliefs or practices govern how we raise children in the West African culture. Here we will be sharing the best practices as they are handled down to us from the past until today. So also, we will be contrasting these beliefs with modern-day principles, the benefits of our migrant community here in Amsterdam. So what we are going to discuss will benefit those who are migrant community in Amsterdam. So this show will be streaming live as well on Voice of Niger Facebook, so you can watch us live even from this hour. So just go to our Facebook and sign up with us and follow the discussion. Remember, you can as well call us on the studio line on 020 3374160. So I welcome you to this broadcast, and permit me to introduce you to my professional guests. I'm so proud of them because they have given birth and they have raised kids, and they want to tell us some of the beliefs that have helped them to raise healthy children. So I start with the only he among us. We have a humble man that we love so much, who is also a community builder and a community leader. He decided to come and join us this wonderful hour to share this topic. His name is no other person but Mr. Nitaki. Welcome, sir, to
Thank you.
Majesty Christian Television Network.
Thank you
Yes, we're excited that you are here. Thank you for being with us. And then I also have next to him is Deaconess Caroline Ayukumbi. Caroline, please welcome. Thank you, please, for being with us. We are so glad that you're here. Yes, thank you so much. And then we have as well Mrs. Choice Osagide. She's like my kid sister and my daughter too.
Yes, I am.
So welcome, honey.
Thank you.
She's very controversial, so get ready for some of her controversies, but she's so sweet. So welcome to Majesty TV.
Thank you for having me.
So our viewers, we are beginning, and remember the topic is knowing the beliefs on how to raise healthy migrant children in the first 1,000 days of life. So, my panelists, welcome once again.
Thank you.
And I believe that you will just open up your mouth a little bit louder so that our audience will really catch everything that you are going to say. I start the question by asking Mr. Ni, from a cultural and traditional point of view, are there any special treatment, like food, drinks, or hobbies that we need to give a pregnant woman in order that she can have a healthy child?
Naturally, God has prepared the woman to take care of the baby in her body for 9 months.
Okay.
So, apart from tradition, it is an accepted norm that the moment after delivery, the baby is put on the chest of the woman.
Oh, okay.
To create a natural bond between mother and baby. Now, from that period to 1 year, the baby is totally reliant on you because it cannot do anything by itself. So you, the mother, even from the time you become pregnant, the food you eat, the way you conduct yourself will have effect on the baby inside you. So when the baby comes out too, the baby cannot do anything by itself. It cannot tell you she is hungry. It cannot tell you she is having pain. She cannot tell you anything. You have to actually know how the baby is feeling.
Really?
Yeah. Because the baby cannot tell you I'm sick. She doesn't talk.
Yeah.
She can't communicate with you.
Wow.
And it is between that period that the baby looks at you. She starts learning from you. Because that is the first contact. You, the mother, is the first contact in the world.
Yeah.
So the way you conduct yourself is what the baby knows. Within that first 1 year, she tries to follow sound. If she is sitting and you call the name, she will turn when she hears the sound.
Yes.
So she starts to learn of the sound. She starts to learn the food you give it.
Yes.
She starts to learn from you, the mother. So you must be very, very prudent, careful about how you behave towards your child in that early stages.
Wow.
Because in the first 1 year,
Yes.
the child is ignorant. That is the first contact. You or the mother is the first contact in the world.
Yes.
So she looks to you. She learns so many things from you. Children normally develop between the first year or two. And within that, even from day 1 to 1 year, from day 1 to 500 days, the child is now cultivating how life is like. So most parents don't really admire that the child is totally reliant on you. You can determine whether she is sick or not. You, the mother, should know when the child is hungry, you have to feed it.
Yeah.
The child cannot tell you anything because she can't communicate.
Yeah.
So if you lack that ability to know how your child is feeling, then you are doing a great harm to the child.
Wow. Awesome. Hey, you are reaching us. This is very, very, very powerful. Yeah. Really. Really.
She's ignorant.
Yes.
The child doesn't know anything. This is the first time in the world. And she is vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly.
She cannot do anything. She is totally reliant on you. So you, the mother, must look at the child. First, love. She expects love from you. She's going to learn to listen to sound. She is now developing the taste. There are people who born for the first 1 year, they don't give the child sugar. They don't give them anything hot, like pepper. You know, and the child knows from that. If you have a baby, and you don't give the baby sugar,
yes,
for a year or two, she can grow up without having the taste of sugar.
Okay, hold on,
So
hold it there. Thank you, sir. Thank you for these wonderful contributions. Let me ask these mothers who are here. So, what are some of the special treatments that women who are pregnant are being given so that they can, you know, carry the baby safely before even they give birth to a healthy child? Are there some special treatments you went through, you yourself?
I cannot say special treatment, but there's cautions you take. There are precautions. From the moment you get pregnant, you find that, oh, I'm pregnant, then you start taking precautions. Up to tablet. If maybe you have tablet you eat before, then you have to see the doctor to tell you if you can continue with this tablet, because there are some people who have tablet they eat.
They drink.
They drink every day. Then you see, then even paracetamol, you have to be careful even to eat paracetamol when you are pregnant. You have to let the doctor know, should I take this, should I take that? Those are the medical aspect. But when it comes to naturally taking care of your unborn child, then you have to eat. We are advised, eat healthy food, because that food is going to make your child develop nicely with strong bones, strong things. And believe me, Africa food is very, very good. Even now, the science are testing our food, yam, plantain, beans, all those melon, soup we eat. Even the science have proven it that it's rich and it has a lot of great deal to do in our system.
Okay.
So we have to eat. When you are pregnant, don't eat fries and burger and say you are eating healthy. You have to eat soup, eat vegetables, eat yam, eat plantain, eat healthy. It's better than medicine. That is here. But in Africa, when you are pregnant, they take you to, you go to specialists, you go to hospital. The same time, they also take people to traditional people to take traditional medicine.
Really?
That makes us very strong. Yeah, yeah, I see my aunties, every morning they bring out a bag of traditional medicine, which they eat every morning, so that when they give birth, the child is already free of sickness. You see, you give birth to a healthy baby child, up to 2 years, no sickness, only cold, fever, because of development, only development sickness they have, not all this sickness all these children are having nowadays. So I believe our traditional way of eating is very, very important when you are pregnant, because the child needs to develop a good bone, good heart, everything inside you. So once that is done, as soon as you give birth, you don't need anything. You continue with the healthy food.
So what are some of the traditional beliefs then? What are some of the things that a woman who is pregnant must do to have?
They believe you have to have a sound mind. Don't make trouble, like
Quarreling
all the time.
Yeah, okay.
That is very important. As soon as you are pregnant, they pamper you because they want you to have a sound mind.
Okay.
So that you can have a healthy baby.
Okay, yes, not only that, so that your blood as well will not rise.
Yeah,
and then you can have a healthy baby.
Then from 5-6 months, they advise you, don't just stay home and start sleeping or sit down. Do some exercise. Walk, go around, do what makes you happy to make the baby also healthy, so that you don't give birth to obesity.
Obese child?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much. So they do those things in the traditional way?
They do those things. Nowadays, yeah, they have a spot for pregnant women. But back in Africa, we don't have those facilities. Do you know what they do?
No.
They chase pregnant women on purpose. They just chase her. She start running. You are running after her. On purpose, just to warm up the baby. And, you know, yeah.
Awesome. What do you have to say to us, Deaconess Caroline? When you carried your babies, what were you eating? Are there some certain type of belief that made you to eat that way?
No, I think belief, no, but for my own, as a Christian background, I love to normally eat healthy by myself.
Okay.
But then when the pregnancy came, then I knew definitely that I don't drink a lot of coffee, but sometimes I do. But during my pregnancy, I had to give it up.
Okay.
I actually completely stopped drinking coffee. Why did I do that? If you ask me, I don't know. It's not because I thought it was unhealthy for the kids.
Okay.
It's like I thought,
but
okay,
is it?
Yeah.
It's unhealthy
I said,
for
so
the baby.
if I drink coffee and I stay away,
Yeah.
then it's going to affect the baby.
Yeah.
So I think that was one of the reasons. So I stayed with tea. I drank a lot of herbal tea. I drank a lot of herbal tea, fresh tea,
Yeah.
actually like mint.
Yeah,
I
okay.
was drinking a lot of fresh tea instead of the processed tea. I would get the fresh leaves from the supermarket and drink. Now, but coming back to tradition,
Yeah.
I don't know, in Africa, all the pregnant people I ever came across, well, I didn't experience any special thing that they did for them, but
Yeah.
these people, they worked until they gave birth.
Oh, really?
They worked until if it were women who were at home, just housewives, who normally go to farms. You see them with their pregnancy, they'll be carrying their cargo on their head, so they are not sitting at home. So the tendency was that when women went to the hospital, it took them a short time to give birth because they are not lazy. They are not weak. They are physically strong and ready for it. So, on the other hand, here...
no. Yes, continue, please.
In the other hand, here is a big difference. For example, a woman working can take the 16 weeks maternity leave. And then within that time, if you don't encourage yourself, like my sister said, to go to a sports school to keep yourself healthy, then the tendency is that you can use the pregnancy as an excuse to just stay at home and eat all kind of things. Because sometimes I did put on some weight during my pregnancy, my last pregnancy, but not much.
Okay.
Actually, not much. So it turns out good. I think staying with your healthy food before and after is still something that people need to do, whether you're pregnant or not. But when you're pregnant, then you have to be cautious of the fact that so my twins, that actually helped because staying away from sugar, actually drinking my tea, I realized something. My first two kids, they eat Snoop, but the last two, the twins, they don't touch it.
Oh, wow.
They don't eat candies at all. If you give them candies, they go anywhere, they give them candies. They only call, I hear people say, what's going on? I never see a child who doesn't eat candies, but they don't.
Really?
They don't eat no candies. They don't touch it.
Because
put it there on the table. They don't eat
last
it.
time I said, whatever we eat, our children eat in our stomach.
Yeah.
From there, they know, they have the feeling, they have knows
The taste
The
for it.
craving.
the taste of everything we eat. So when you give birth, as soon as, and the same thing you are still eating in the breast milk, so they keep on eating it with you.
Yeah.
So then when we are advised from 4 months, whatever you eat, give little to your baby. Don't just hook the baby on formula. You eat fufu, give little fufu to your baby. Don't think it's bad. It makes we strong. And the Westerners have seen the difference between the Africans and the Westerners. And we are very strong and our food is very healthy. We should know that.
Let me say this here. Permit me to say that.
Yes, please speak.
The way we raise children here in Europe is different from how children are raised in Africa.
You speak.
In Africa, the child starts crawling, the environment is sandy. They don't have cemented compounds.
No.
So the child started eating
It's
sand,
dirty.
taking all things from the ground into the mouth,
Yes.
and the child grows very strong because
Of the sand.
of the dirty things around, the dirty surroundings.
Wow.
Because his body is...
Let him speak.
Yeah.
Yes.
It borders on our tradition.
Yeah.
Look, I don't think here in Europe you have a baby and you boil hot water, raise the child, and take a milk tin, make a hole under, put warm water in it, raise the child up, and let the hot water drop on the testes and the holes.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
anus and the
Yeah.
private part.
Yeah.
That is our belief in Africa. But here, you don't see people, mothers doing that to their kids. So the way we raise children vary from traditions.
It's true.
You see?
Yeah. So this.
Look, in Africa, the way we even bathe our children
Yes.
is different.
Yes.
The mother will raise both legs.
Yeah.
Will be holding the baby with one leg hanging for
One
about
hand.
10-15 seconds. Then we hold the left leg.
Oh.
And then after that, during bath, warm water in the tin.
Yeah.
They start dropping it on the baby. they put some white thing on the head. You know, we have a traditional way of raising children in Africa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we feel that makes them healthy.
Oh.
In Ghana, my country,
Yes,
for instance,
yes.
if you are pregnant, you must eat palm soup
Okay.
because of the baby.
Yes.
Apart from that, because of the pregnancy, they have appetite for unnatural things.
Mm-hmm.
I know women in Africa,
Yes.
some eat paint, emotion paint.
Craving.
Ooh, oh, okay.
Some smoke, but normally they don't smoke.
Yeah.
Because of the pregnancy, they smoke. They do all sort of queer things
Yes.
to make them feel comfortable with the pregnancy.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't forget, those things affect the child.
It's true.
Naturally, God did not admonish us to eat
Those things.
those things
Yeah.
during pregnancy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the pregnancy developed that taste for the mothers.
Yeah.
And so they do all sort of queer things.
Wow.
And it affects the baby.
Yes.
The child is expected to drink breast milk from day 1 to maybe 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
But because of time, and we rely on milk, lactogen and other things.
Yes.
Don't forget, in Africa, or by our traditional way,
Yes.
we milk the cow by drawing the breast to
Yes.
bring the milk.
Yes, it's true.
Now, they put machines to the breast of the cow.
Yeah.
So the machine suck the milk.
Yes.
And after the milk is finished, it continues sucking blood from the cow.
Okay.
Eh?
Yes.
So if you finish and we feed our babies with that milk, you see the child will grow up behaving
The cow.
like a cow, foolishly. Because the milk you think you are giving, the blood of the cow
Is in
mixed with the milk. Because it's the machine that is drawing the milk from
Yeah.
the cow.
Yeah.
Because if you are using your hand and the
You
milk
will
is
know
finished,
when
you
the
will see
blood-
it. Oh, the milk is finished, then you stop. But the machine will be sucking the milk, and when the milk is over, it continues sucking. Then what is coming is blood.
Jesus.
So you feed your baby with the milk. You think it's a natural thing, it's a natural milk from the cow, but it is the blood from the cow. So the child is going to grow up abnormally.
Really?
And you don't know the cause.
So when your wife delivered, you just wanted her
Breast milk.
all right.
Only.
Just because of this.
Because of this powdered milk and this modern milk and modern food for babies. Now there are some, you only boil hot water, you make a powder in it, stir it, and then you put it into the bottle, you start feeding the baby. It is natural milk, artificial milk,
Yeah.
artificial food.
Yeah.
It's not healthy for the baby. God prepared
The breast.
That is why you must eat good food during pregnancy.
Exactly.
Enable the child enjoy a healthy meal from the breast. But most mothers prefer going for the thin food,
Yes.
which is not natural. And it has enormous effect on the children they will bring forth.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Let me ask you, Deaconess. Let me ask, sir, before I come to you. So, he made mention of the way we normally bath children in Africa. We throw them this way and throw them and shake them and shake them. Did you practice something like that? From your first daughter till the fourth one?
No, I didn't do that.
In Cameroon, because you are from, so is it that such tradition is not in Cameroon?
Yeah.
Tell us what is applicable in your own country.
In Cameroon, I did not see that.
Okay,
I
but
didn't-
what do they do for women who are pregnant or who just gave birth so that they can have a healthy child?
Now pretty the same thing. For example, the soup, the most of the time the first thing is the really hot pepper soup for the woman. Because of the breast,
yam.
they know
Okay.
in Cameroon is really soup and plantain.
Okay.
Most of the time
Okay.
it's soup and plantain
and
lots of vegetables. She has to eat a lot of vegetable. So, but the first few days of her pregnancy, she'll get this, and now they'll have to really treat her.
Good.
She gets a treat. They do get a treat, a really good treat. The first month they have cousins around, people who take care, help her, to become healthy again while she takes care of the baby. So she can focus on the baby while others take care of the house duties. So they really do treat a pregnant woman well. After that, but special thing like what he explained, I did not experience that. Maybe in the village they did some things like that.
So
but
do
I
they
don't
bath
know.
the kids normally?
Yes,
because
they
I
do
think,
bath. No,
I
they
think
do.
what he really said is very deep, because for me, I noticed that. You know, I noticed that when our first daughter gave birth, and then the way some of the people will come to bath the child,
No.
they were doing those things.
Yes.
You
No,
know,
in Cameroon,
they will take a child and shake and shake and shake. Yeah.
No, in Cameroon, I did not see that. So definitely there was nothing really from the traditional point of view that I was doing with the kids here that is because I saw this or that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't see anything.
Okay,
Like that. So
okay. But how did you get to know that you have to raise your child or raise your children in a healthy way? How? Because we all just began to notice, get to know about healthy lifestyle just some few years.
Yes.
But we've been eating. So how did you get to know what you have to give to your child and what you had to eat to be able to be healthy?
No, I called my mom most of the time.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, then she was still alive, and I gave her a call to ask her are there some really special thing that I need to do for the kids. No, she just said you have to take care of. Make sure you eat well, drink a lot. That's what she told me. Drink a lot, because I decided I was gonna breastfeed my kids till about 9 months. That was my decision.
Yeah.
So, because at the clinic they told me they told me 4 months is good. You can switch to formula. But I personally decided I was go at least 9 months, and then I'll stop breastfeeding. So that one I think that helped me, because I can see that the kids are healthy and they stay healthy. So.
Wow.
It's very important for me.
Oh, well, thank you. Those of you who are listening to this broadcast, remember we are discussing on the beliefs on how to raise healthy migrant children in the first 1,000 days of life. So feel free to give us a call in the studio line, which is 020-3374-160. And if you are watching us live on Radio Voice of Nigeria, Facebook, you can as well send some of your questions or some of your own beliefs. Send them to us and we will read them out for you. Thank you. Okay, Mrs. Sagide, what about after the children are born? What are some of the traditional or cultural things we need to do or give normally for a healthy childhood?
Yeah, as we said earlier, it's
for
good
a healthy childhood. So it's not about the mother now. For a healthy childhood.
For a healthy childhood, first put God first. Because God is very important.
Yes.
Put God first, introduce them to God. Then you just need our traditional food. I so much believe in that. There is a theory I have. They said when you are in Rome, live like Rome. It doesn't mean you become like Rome. So I'm a black woman. I'm in the Western world. I can never be a Westerner. But I can live like them. But that does not mean I should forget all my background or what I've learned throughout the year or my cultural beliefs. So I still stick with them. So you give food. For me, I raise my children. I breastfeed them. Then from 6 months, they still breastfeed. But whatever I eat, I give them.
We are still talking only about eating and eating, but healthy lifestyle doesn't only comprise of only eating. There are other things.
Yeah.
Yes. What are other things we're supposed to do to make this child healthy?
Yeah, take the children
within the first 1,000 days.
Yeah, take the children out to play, see things, movie, read for them.
Do we do that from our cultural perspective?
In Africa, it's still the same thing. They keep on teaching you every day, little things, do this, don't do that. Because as a kid, you are learning to know what is good, what is bad. And yeah, so they keep on teaching you. The most important thing is what we put in our body, what you eat. That makes a child to develop. Nothing else. Not car, clothes or something. It's food. We need food to develop. So is what you eat is really, really important.
Do we talk to the child?
Yes.
Okay.
We talk to the child. You play with your child. You show your child love. Let your child know she's safe with you or he's safe with you. You are always there for your child. Then if he's sick, first you go to the hospital. My child is sick. You quickly find that. Don't ignore anything. It's just a little temperature. No, because it's a baby. And we as a mother, we are not a mind reader. We are not a doctor. So every little thing matters in raising your child. If it's warm, quickly temperature, it's more than 30. Okay, I have to see the doctor for that.
But when we didn't have means of maybe going to the doctor to go and check those things, what do we do? Because I heard you, sir. Let me finish. I heard you say that we're supposed to, the mother becomes everything at that time because this child cannot talk. So the mother has to be very careful to watching this child, know when the child is sick, because the child cannot open mouth to say, I'm sick. The child doesn't know what is headache.
No.
So I want us to know what are the things we do to know that, okay, this child is not really behaving well or is sick or this child needs additional attention. And another question is it only the mother that has to be feeling this, or is it the responsibility of the father as well? Because this child is made by father and mother.
Traditionally, the father normally goes out to provide. But when it comes to the baby and the care for the baby, it is the mother.
100%, because we carry the baby. We are more we connect with the baby. It's our blood. It's our flesh and blood. So we are more connected to our baby than the man. That is why even the first language we translate. Your husband, what is this baby saying? You, as a mother, you already know what your baby is saying. You translate even the little that the baby is saying. You, as a mother,
you know already.
You understand that universal language those children. Yeah, I call it universal language.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, baby language and universal language. Yeah, as a mother, you already understand. So if I might come to the question you asked earlier, yeah, in Africa, there are special things our parents implant to us to make us stronger. Traditional herbs. You see, from 7 days, 14 days, they go to bush, or your grandfather cook a traditional medicine. If you look in every Africa body, you will see there is little mark in our body. Those are the things that our parents use to keep us alive, to make us strong, to fight against diseases which we don't have nowadays in the Western world or in the civilized world.
Permit me to say this.
Yes, come in, please.
When we talk about child mortality rate in Africa,
yes,
it's different from here in Europe. When you walk around here in Europe, you see children 13, 14, 15 having babies, pushing their babies.
Yes.
They are safe. But in Africa, the number of women who go to delivery and doesn't return is alarming.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. In Kumasi, for instance, the big hospital in Kumasi.
Yes.
Because there are no beds for the mothers, they are sleeping on the floor, no cot for the babies. So the new government that just came in, the whole maternity block is choked. No better care for the children. And every day, about 5-6 children die.
That's too much.
The first lady recently solicited for funds to build emergency ward. It will be completed in the next few months for the babies. You know, so children are so important that we must have special care for them.
Exactly.
Look, how can a mother detect the baby is sick? You have to be very observant as a mother. You must watch the feces of the baby.
You're speaking, yes.
If the baby cannot tell you I'm sick, but being a mother, the first week too, you observe the feces coming because you clean the feces every day.
Yes.
Immediately it changes, it becomes watery. You observe the child is not normal, is sick. Then you look at the food you are feeding the baby with. There are some children who cannot survive on any other thing apart from the breast milk. if you start, I'm happy, Madame said, she feeds the baby 9 months with the breast
Yes.
milk. Some don't have time to even feed. The other day I was watching the television and I saw a mother, African woman, feeding goats with her breast.
Yes, I saw
You
that
saw
too.
it?
Hey, it was up.
In WhatsApp.
Yes.
No,
Is it the
feeding
goat? Yeah,
goats,
yeah, I saw they were feeding with dog.
dog with her breast.
That's normal.
You see, it's abnormal. And don't forget,
Jesus
what you are
Christ.
doing will have effect on your future children. The breast was made for human babies. Now you are feeding goats and sheep,
yes.
animals,
Yes,
dogs.
the dogs, yeah. And the
With the
dog
breast
and
milk.
the dog refused to let
They
go the
don't-
breast.
Yeah.
He will bite out the breast. And
The other day,
one day.
I saw a baby carrying the feeding bottle, and the monkey is also chained near the baby, and the monkey snatches the feeding bottle from the baby and will be sucking. Then the baby will snatch it back and will be drinking. Then the monkey take it from. And I said, look, in Europe, you can never see this. But in Africa, the animals, the goats, the chicken, they're all around, they are dropping out, and this child is started crawling and will be feeding itself with all these things.
No, wait. But that is not Africa. That is individual problem. That is not Africa problem.
Oh my God!
I'm
the
talking
problem.
about the environment.
Yeah,
We
but
live
it's a few minutes ago you were saying that those things are making the child healthy and whatever. I know you're saying that within about not even up to 15 minutes, you know.
what I'm saying is,
It's not more
because it is our environment. We were raised through that. Our mothers were raised through that system. So if you give birth to a child in Africa, the child grows up in the environment where you live. In Europe, you can't find dirty surroundings.
But our tradition does not say we should be dirty.
at all.
No, that is not the fault of our tradition. That is the fault of the system. Even if you live in the worst environment, your duty is for you to protect your child. Still take care of your child. That is what is important here.
Yes.
It doesn't matter which environment you live. What matters is how you view the life of your child, how you take care of your child.
Every mother loves the child. But in Africa, most houses
But
are
it's not
cemented.
every mother that is
It's
careful.
sandy.
Some
And the child
mothers are
starts crawling
careless.
on the sand, in the sand.
Yes.
Picks anything, put it to the mouth. Even there are some the mother will not even know what the child has put into the mouth.
Yes.
And it makes the children grow stronger, like I'm saying.
Yes.
But,
Okay, yeah,
what-
because
I
they
don't
eat everything
understand.
on the
Are you
ground.
criticizing
Yeah,
it or because even here, from 6 months, as soon as the child start walking, we also take our children to sandbath to feed that nature because it's nature, it's
nature.
earth, it's
Yeah.
good. All over, if you go to Netherlands, all the playgrounds, there is a sandbath
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
Children go inside. Before you turn your eye, your child already picked the sand.
Sand.
You say, hey, don't eat it because it's natural, it's nature. We have to infuriate ourselves with nature. Even the white people organize it too. You take your child there, you play. So it doesn't mean children also eat pick things on the floor.
Yeah, but you cannot
but we
compare
prevent
that.
it. You
You
say
can't
don't eat.
compare it because there is no fowl moving around. The dogs, the dogs.
But
That is our environment. We are not here to discuss the environment.
The dogs of Netherlands, they are the worst anyway because they are putting their droppings everywhere. You know, but the fact is that the kids don't go about crawling all around those areas where the dogs are moving. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, is it comparable? Because there's a difference between us bringing kids here and a comparison.
Yeah, we are comparing it as
with
well.
what happened in Africa.
Exactly,
right?
yes, that is also good.
Okay, but because, for example, like she said, the sunburn, the purpose for I think the purpose for the sunburn is to introduce the children the immune system to certain bacteria, which the only thing these things does to the skin is to the body is to help to instigate the immune system so that the immune system can learn
Get
to
used
become
to
strong,
bacteria
so
and
that the
strong.
immune system can start fighting this
because
the
there are some bacteria
by
that is
themselves.
good for
Yeah.
us. There are some
So
that
I
is
believe
not.
that that's why they introduced the sun. But they are the only thing difference I would say is that at least they are careful what comes into the sun. But you can't do that because you don't know which child gets there and pee inside the sun when they are playing. Yeah. You don't know which where a dog can come there and does one of these nonsense. But the sun is there, so they try to balance how a child can, how you can expose a child to this natural bacteria, but at least in a protected environment.
Yes.
So, but you can say that the difference with Africa, like he said, which is true, the infant mortality rate in Africa is higher than the infant mortality rate here. So if you look at there would be a difference because, for example, here, like he said, when you watch you actually watch the poo of the child changes, you know,
yes.
It changes from time to time, and believe you, no mother will tell you that the child from 0 to 1 year never gets diarrhea. If you say that, I will not believe you.
Yeah, okay.
Because I believe that every child from 0 to 1 year old experience diarrhea.
Okay.
And you see, the only way you see that, either the child will be refusing to eat,
okay,
and then you will see that, then you sometimes they will just be twisting their body.
Yeah.
The child will be twisting. They don't eat and they'll twist their body. So you realize, it's like there's pain in the stomach.
Okay.
And then the only way you can see that is when they poo. Then you will see, it's either diarrhea or dysentery. Dysentery, I think, is with blood. And then diarrhea, you can see the difference in their feces than what it has been.
Okay.
So with that case, most of the time, for diarrhea, they will tell you, if there's no temperature, there's no point, you can go to the apotheke and get the ORS. Yes, ORS, to do it for a few days and let the child drink to simply take care of their body, the liquid in the body, until the thing washes away by itself. But I think so. It's like he says. It's mostly for those first 9 months. Observation is so key to the mother. Say everything your child is doing, you have to observe the child very well. So while the helps by the weekly or 2 week or 4 weeks or visitation to the the mother is the instrument of observation, because you observe. Most of the time, is the mother who will tell the father that, hey, I think the baby is not feeling well.
So does that mean that the migrant father doesn't play a vital role in watching the child?
No,
and also paying attention to...
Let me start by talking about the economy in the poorer countries or the rural areas we come from. There are mothers who deliver maybe 100 miles from the nearest hospital. So when the child is born, they rely on traditionalists. They go to the forest, bring leaves, boil the leaves for the mother to drink, boil leaves for the baby to drink, because there are no medical facilities, no medical care, and those children are raised by the traditional way. They boil roots for the child and the mother to drink. No hospital. Nothing. You see, some children are raised in that environment.
Yes.
And they survive. They grow up to be healthy children.
Exactly.
Strong. Because
and very intelligent.
And roots and other things. When they are sick, there's no hospital, no doctor, no nurse.
God is
awesome. But God is wonderful. They survive. The children survive in that environment. You ask yourself, how do they make it?
Exactly.
It's God who sustains the children.
God.
Unlike in Europe, even through delivery, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you see the child, the mother and the child are healthy, because everything they look on the computer to know, even tell you, or the baby is a boy or it's a girl.
Yeah.
In Africa, you don't have access to
now we have it.
Not everywhere.
We are getting civilized. Even in the 80s. No, even in the 80s, the white people doesn't have it. The more the white people are getting civilized, developing, some are the third world getting developing.
Yes.
Even now they have echo machine everywhere.
Yeah, it's true.
The issue is it doesn't matter which environment we have, because God have created us to our body to adjust to whatever environment we are. People in Africa, bacteria or no bacteria, we are growing good there. Amen. There are strong children there. And because of the society we are, in Netherlands, from 0 to 9 months, they don't give you any medicine when you are pregnant, because we live in a clean environment. But in Africa, they give folic acid, this, vitamin, also because of the environment there. You understand? So it doesn't matter. It's how we do the things we do, how we take care of our children, what we imply into our children's life. That is what matters. Environment doesn't matter. People raise children in the desert, the most worst part of the earth. They still grow up nice, strong, and healthy.
Really?
Yes, because God creates our body to adjust to any system,
environment that
any
we are
environment that
like
we have.
my sister is saying, and what I have said earlier, the infant mortality rate, why is there a vast difference?
Have you seen the rate of disabled children in the Western world? Did you see disabled children in Africa? No, because I don't understand. It's like you are trying to bring Africa down. Have you seen the disabled children in the Western world? No. You see why people have 2 children, the third one is disabled? Have you asked yourself, why is this? Are they not clean? Are they not get the medical equipment they have? But they have disabled brain, leg, everything.
It occurs in every woman.
Not every woman.
I've never seen that in Africa.
Oh, because
when I was growing, I see few. Maybe
no. The reason why you don't see it in Africa is because Africans are always hiding the disabled children.
Yeah.
They hide them.
Because it makes me wonder.
So that's why you will see in a home where there is a disabled child. They lock the child in a home. They just lock the child. So you come in, you only see those who are healthy, but the one that is disabled, they lock the child in the house. They don't, it's disabled. So, but here, disabled and not disabled, they expose them. Even the disabled, they make sure that they become very handy. The disability doesn't affect the child.
I will not agree with that. They don't hide it. I don't agree with that, because I know in my state we have disabled school. We have school for the blind, for the deaf, up to university, technical school for the blind, for the deaf, for the disabled. They are not hiding it. But the rate of it is not like we don't have disabled children in Africa, but we have. The one here is more than the one in Africa. You see, many babies here, they are sick, different problems. You see many from 30 years old, they are already on life support medicine. Do you see that with black people? You see most of them, they have medicine they are eating every day. If you are sick, you go to hospital. The first thing they ask you, which medicine are you eating? Are you on any medicine? It makes me wonder. Why is that? Yes.
Not that they drink,
because there are people, the Westerners, they are always on one medication or another. We black, because of the way we are being raised right from our stomach till today, it makes us strong.
All right,
hold
it there. Let him. What do you have?
Let me say this here. Because of communication difficulties, migrants here, when they are pregnant, they go to visit the house doctor, and because they cannot speak the language, the Dutch, very well, and they don't want their neighbors to know their plight or the situation in which they are, they go to the hospitals, and they cannot communicate effectively with the doctor, even to tell the doctor what is wrong with them, let alone their children.
But how does that, because from what she is saying, she's saying that even though we have all of those sort of disabilities, but yet we are still strong. Even though, even though we have some of those limitations, like what you're saying now, but still we are strong. That's what she's saying.
Yes.
We still give birth to kids who are very healthy.
Yes.
Kids who are not disabled, or who
Our
are
African
not
people
taking
knows that
medicine.
our food is very, very important.
yes.
Our food, all
Please.
those food, African food,
let
we
me-
eat is expensive, but don't mind, go to African shop, buy it, make it for your children, make
Let
it
me
for
say this.
yourself. It's really good.
There is a system to eradicate polio from every country.
Yeah.
In Africa, they've managed to eradicate polio, but it is resurfacing in certain countries because of our way of life. In Europe, there is polio, but it is 1 in 1,000, 1 in a million.
Yes.
It is not common as it happens in Africa. Why? It is because of the way the mothers behave during pregnancy.
Okay.
And when they give birth,
Yeah.
the food they eat, the food they give to their babies, tell a lot of stories about how healthy the children they are giving birth to are raised.
That is poverty, my brother. Eh? You cannot bring poverty.
So you are saying
that is
that
poverty.
they have polio
Yeah,
in Africa,
Africa,
more than here.
more than here.
Because they are not also taking the vaccination, probably.
Yeah, they are not taking the vaccination.
Okay.
Look, last month, I was on the telly, I nearly wept. Bill Gates, they are developing a certain polio vaccination they drop in the mouth of the kids. I mean, ignorant Africans think, oh, it's preventing of polio, but not knowing it is rather population control.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. I have the video. When I get home and I get it, I will send it to you.
okay.
Some people are very angry with Bill Gates.
Will they not tell you that it's...
Yeah,
that
they will tell you, oh, this
They say
vaccine
it's
you drop in the
conspiracy.
mouth is for prevention of polio. But not knowing it is population control.
And they give it to the pregnant women.
They give to pregnant women.
Then what happened then after the pregnant women take it?
The children they born become very sick. They die within a short time of life. It's for population control. Especially in America, they want to, bring down the population of the blacks there because they are multiplying too much.
Yeah,
I
but
have the
Well,
video, I will send you.
but
we don't need to digress.
Yeah, yes.
Thank you so much for those wonderful contributions. But I will want us to know what are they, I want to know from you, or Deaconess, what are the positives, or what are the positives about our traditional or cultural beliefs in handling pregnant women or newly born babies?
What are the positives
Yes.
of
In what way does it contrast with the Western, world?
Well, I still do believe that in Africa, most mothers, if I am not mistaken, most mothers breastfeed their babies. In Africa, they breastfeed their babies for a longer period of time than I would say most mothers in Europe.
Okay.
So if the migrant mother can weather the storm, because now you can't say you are not in everybody's shoes, right? Some people want to get back to work as fast as possible after 4 months. But if you can breastfeed your child till about the 9 months, I think that would be a very good sacrifice. I would call it a sacrifice for your child, for the future of your child. But if you can physically breastfeed your child, you can actually carve the milk. It's possible to do that. You can carve the milk and put it in the fridge.
Did you hear her?
I hear.
You can carve the milk and put it in the fridge and let your baby take that. The reason is that I think breast milk is
it's very important.
it is important, but I think it is the correct food for the baby in that early
because
stage.
the science said it's very important for the development of the child brain.
The
Yes,
brain.
exactly.
The most breastfeed children are more smarter than
Yes.
formula children.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
very, very smart, because
If you look at children born here in Europe, if you take them to Africa and you compare their ages to children born in Africa, here they grow very fast.
Yes.
Because of the food they eat here.
yeah.
the quality things they eat here
Yeah,
as compared to Africa.
Yeah, it's true.
They grow strong, but their age, if you compare a child, 8-year-old girl here to an 8-year-old girl in Africa, you see a big difference because of how they are fed. You know, poverty-wise, the other day I was watching a clip, a baby or a boy who was kidnapped in Nigeria. And then the kidnapper called the parent to tell the parent, your child is with us. So the father wanted to speak to the child. Then the child said, Daddy, I ate gari. When I'm at home, I eat gari morning, afternoon, and evening. Today, with the kidnapper, I'm eating fried rice.
That is Nollywood film. That is not real. That is acting.
I'm eating the
that is
fried
not
chicken.
Even I'm kidnapped, I'm eating good food. But when I'm with you, I eat gari 3 times a day.
So I like to be
And now I
kidnapped.
want to be here. Listen, the way we feed our children, in Africa, because of the poverty, the children grow, you think they are strong, but intellectually, they are weak. You see children here, by 3, 4, 5, they know how to ride bicycle.
Yeah.
In Africa, children grow 20, 25, they don't know what is bicycle.
Because we don't have the opportunity of riding bicycle, but that does not make us weak.
But they do ride bicycle.
I ride.
Grow up before they learn how to ride. But
don't
here,
say that. Look,
three children.
they have bicycle school, eh? They go to bicycle school here. I learn bicycle with my grandfather bicycle by myself.
You see?
That make me smarter.
You are alone.
So I don't like people try to make our tradition, try to minimize our tradition.
We are not downgrading our tradition. It is our system.
Yes. So
our system.
can you imagine if the third world have the opportunity the Westerner have? Can you imagine how it will be for us?
Exactly.
But unfortunately, we don't have.
They put that in the back of the mind.
Unfortunately, we don't have.
When you are trying to compare black and white.
Okay.
We have different opportunity.
All right.
But that
you.
does not make us inferior to one another.
I buy that.
We are special in our own Africa way.
Very unique.
The Westerners are also special in their own Westerner way.
It's very, very. You know, I saw here that from that tender age, you know, the age we are discussing. Yeah. I've seen some kids. They will be eating the ice cream, and they will give to their dog.
Yeah.
Yes, their dog.
To taste.
Their dog.
To taste.
To eat also, and then they eat again, and they eat again.
They kiss their dog.
They also do those things.
They lick their dog.
But the fact is that there are some certain animals, there are some things in the dog which is very, very dangerous. Okay? Yes. It doesn't need to mix up with us, no matter how much we love them.
No.
So that could be the result of some of the heavy sicknesses we see them having here.
Yeah, you
know?
See, dog
in Africa, in Africa, we do not keep the dog. And
no.
So the dog can never take ice cream, and then the baby take it also. You see, so that's some
kissing
of the
dog with your mouth. The dog is licking your mouth.
Really?
Yes. Why people do that? Kissing dog, kissing cats. What kind of love is that?
Well, as we will be rounding up, I will want us to touch one other important aspect. During the prenatal stage or during the continental, yes, we will be rounding up. So are there some differences?
There's
the way women who go to antenatal care, the way they are being handled in Africa and here, is it the same?
Well,
at least you gave your best.
I do believe that the women in Africa who have access to prenatal care, they do get more. Now, you would say, like she says, the standards may be different, but the women who have access to prenatal care in Africa, I think they do take care of them. And likewise here, I'll give example for example, my twins they were born premature, right? But when I went to the hospital, I think 6 months, 5 months. 5 months, and I was strong. I was eating well. I had no problem. I was not sick and nothing. and they checked, everything was okay. And the doctor told me, Mevrouw, you moet hier blijven. Ik zeg, for what? I have to stay in the hospital. I said, but what? I have 2 kids at home to take care of. So he says, I know, that's the main reason why you have to stay here.
Here for observation.
Because if
Also
you go,
in Africa, when you have premature, the baby stay there until the baby is developed too.
no, not the baby. I'm not talking about the baby. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about it's talking about the prenatal care, the control. So that control was able to pinpoint. But what I'm trying to say, I want to compare 2 things. Because like my mom, she had twins, but she lost them.
Oh, okay.
Because of almost a similar situation. So, but here, because they were able to pick it on time, they were able to detect that one of the babies is not growing well.
Oh, okay.
They were able to detect that one of the baby is not eating, the development of one baby is not growing well. And then the blood of the other one is like, she's one of the fallopian tube is like was twist. So they couldn't detect which one was which. Is it the one with the fallopian tube which is twist, or which one is not doing? They couldn't detect that. So then I had to stay. So I had to stay in the hospital 8 weeks before delivery. So I mean, imagine how that gets into. I'm thinking to myself, how do I stay in the hospital? So I even asked if I could get my laptop for some of the work that I needed to do. The doctor said no, because you. And then later on, I read the report. They didn't tell me, but later on, I read the report. The doctor says that the Mefrau doesn't understand the seriousness of her situation.
Wow.
That's what was written in the report.
Yeah.
So then I came back and I asked him that, but you didn't tell me the seriousness of my situation. They just told me I have to stay in the hospital.
Yeah, okay.
So what I'm trying to say is that the prenatal care, the advancement of the prenatal care here, helps them to pinpoint some really detailed things that otherwise you will not see, and that leads to prompting like stillbirth. In Africa.
Exactly.
Because I'm talking this from my personal experience. My mom experienced this twice because she had stillbirth
Then that is
twins.
a genetic problem.
It is not a genetic problem.
If it is a genetic problem, how come that it is not solved? Because it took kids. The
Genetic
twins
problem can be solved because of the lack of equipment we have in Africa.
But that's what
it might affect for doctors not to know what was going on with the pregnancy.
That's exactly what she's saying.
I'm trying to compare the prenatal state of the situation in Africa and the situation here. That because of the advancement here, there are some detailed things that they can pick out that at this stage you can't pick it out in Africa because they don't have the kind of machines that are available there. Not that they don't have machines, they have the
because my country is very civilized. In Nigeria, we have all these things.
Let me say
really,
this.
I don't
in
know.
In the rural areas of Africa,
it says some part of Africa, not all
children
Africa.
are born premature and they survive without incubators. The incubators are simply not existent in some hospitals. In
and
Africa,
don't forget, in Sierra Leone, there was war. So that also caused a lot of problems.
But I don't come from Sierra Leone.
From Sierra Leone.
You said Cameroon.
Cameroon. This is in Africa.
Sorry.
Premature children survive.
Because
there are traditional birth attendants that can develop herpes. And then children who are born premature, 7 months, 8 months, 6 months, they survive. Because they cook herbs for them. They are not put into incubators. They survive. You know, we have traditional way of, these are traditional midwives. They have, traditional African natural ways of taking care of babies. If not so, thousands of our babies
and the children grow and they are healthy.
They are healthy.
They are healthy.
You see?
Wow, this is good.
In Europe, they always rely on technologies, machines to determine what is wrong with the child or how is the child developing. But in Africa, we don't have, in areas where there are, poverty or these machines are simply not existent. But the traditional birth attendants actually improvise ways to make premature babies survive. There are children who are even born sick. Instead of hiding them, the traditional attendants make sure they cook herbs and other roots for them to drink and survive.
Exactly.
You see?
Exactly.
So it is when you are pushed to the wall, you don't have the machines that Africans develop methods of raising children. And let me be very proud. In Africa, even though we don't have the technology and the machines you see here in the hospitals,
yes,
we raise children, and when they grow up very strong, when there is, competition in football, boxing, we always beat them.
Boxing. Football.
I was going to add
naturally
in every aspect as well.
Yeah, that is what I was going to say.
We are rounding up.
Yeah, even if we don't have those technology, but naturally we are strong. And I think I'm forgetting what I'm trying. What I'm trying to say is, some are people who have genetic problems. That does not mean that our tradition is not good for that genetic problem. No, it's a genetic problem. There are some people who are fond of having premature. That can be genetic. That does not mean that we don't have, is our tradition that caused it.
No.
That is what I want to clarify.
No.
So there are some people.
But are there some remedies? Because what
he said that there are remedies.
So there are remedies.
And
so
I'm a very curious person. When I was growing up, I see a lot of things. I grow in a big neighborhood family where everybody, you see things. So I was curious. I asked, why do you do this? Why do you do this? Why do you do this? My grandmother tried to explain everything to me. So when I came here, when I had my first child, I implement everything I learned at home to my first child. And today, I like the result.
But you didn't tell us those things you implemented. Because those are the things we wanted to hear. You just you didn't tell us about the cream you were rubbing on your child as against what they are rubbing now.
In the stomach, in the beginning,
I said
and
now we are rounding up because we will not have that time.
I said in the beginning, we don't really need anything. We need food. Then after you gave birth, as you said, when I gave birth, I boiled hot water with handkerchief. I put my daughter in my lap.
But you never said this.
I massage all her body.
You never
I
told
do
us
that
this.
for 14
you have
days.
been talking about only food.
Then,
eat healthy.
Then when I was in the hospital, when I gave birth to my child, they just used somewhere to wrap all her body and put it there. Then I said, are you not going to clean her? They said, no, it will affect the skin. That is what I was told. As soon as I get home, I bring my baby out, bring the palm oil, rub her body with the palm oil.
Really?
Then I bring soap, put her in my lap. Even my neighbor was looking at me, Choice.
What?
I said, I learned this. I did everything the way I saw people do it in my state. I do everything according to tradition.
Really?
Today, my daughter's skin is very fresh. The second two, I was too lazy, and now I'm now influenced by the white world. See their skin every winter, dried. I don't even know what is there. You go to doctor, they start giving you different.
Creams.
So our traditional way is very important. We should try and imply into our children's life.
Exactly. You didn't say that for a long time.
I've experienced both worlds. Everything I learned, I imply into my first daughter. She turned out good. But the two one, their skin, I have problem with it. Why is that?
Because you did not apply what you learned.
No, and I didn't eat that shock because they said it's not good anymore.
Wow.
But my grandma told me the shock cleans the body.
The Calabar chalk is good.
Wow, the white one.
But the white people said
you
it's
didn't
not
say
good.
anything else. You have just been talking like a Westerner. You never brought out anything.
I didn't
And now you are not talking about Calabar.
No,
so I brought people today who were only talking about the white.
Africa,
and
you
the
see all those things. They don't hide
The Calabar
it.
chalk
People
is good.
give birth at home every day. You see, the only thing they hide from with the children, if in their labor, you want to see, they will drive you. Then when I ask, how did you have baby? They never told me. They will say, when you...
Well, on this note, we are going to... on this note, we are rounding up now. And is there anything we have learned in this discussion? Is there anything you want somebody who have watched us to... Any last remark?
My last remark is, if children are born in Africa and the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you see them put hot water in a container. They hold the little manhood of the man and drop the warm water there.
Hey!
Yes, my mother does it. They did it to all of us.
Yeah.
And then the head,
The
Yes.
brain,
the brain,
Hot
they,
water.
They
The
put
middle
hot
head,
water.
the middle
They say there's a hole there.
Yeah,
They
to
put
cover it
They
up
cover it
for
with
infection,
towel
yeah.
for infection. You see, there are certain
Oil
things-
too. They drop oil
oil
on it.
on the head.
Yes.
You see, these are traditional ways.
And here they don't drop those things.
No. It's not.
No,
their
they
way
don't
of
do
doing things.
those. Just that you cover your baby with a cap
because
mostly.
it's
And we
soft.
black,
It's soft,
and we black people have a lot of hair, so
Yeah.
they don't bother to tell us that.
Yeah.
We do a lot of things to our children.
Yes.
And it makes a lot of difference as to the children born here.
Exactly.
Like I was saying, if you look at a 10-year-old girl here
Yes.
and a 10-year-old African girl,
Yes.
you see a big difference.
What's the difference?
You know, the
in
rate
growth.
at which they grow,
Yes, they grow. Yes, very
they
fast.
grow very fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you see a 16-year-old, 11-year-old girl here with the breast and the structure, and they tell you she's 11,
You don't believe.
you don't believe it.
Okay, then
It's
what's the
because
difference?
of the food they eat.
Yeah,
Okay.
burger, fries,
Fried
patat.
rice.
Okay,
and
how
then
did they make them?
the
So what's the
patats
difference?
and
Yes.
the
Cookies.
hamburgers and the other things they eat. Snoopy, they eat a lot of sugar. And I went to church and I was giving Snoopy to the children. Then the parents came to me, they say, hey, if you, the children here, when they eat Snoopy, they become
Energetic.
Agitated. yeah.
agitated, they talk things, they move, they are not calm.
Yeah.
And the children, you can defend them in your home, but when they go to school, they eat the same Snoopy, they eat a lot of sugar, they eat, and this sugar, these Snoopies you see in the shops here, it makes the children very, very aggressive.
Yeah, that.
Well,
see, we should be.
we are going
should
to
be
discuss.
balanced. The science does not forbid us from eating sugar. Eating too much sugar because our body needs all these things. Your children need all these things.
Okay.
Just be careful how you
How you
give.
give them.
Give
Well,
it to
on
them.
this note, we are going to round up, and we want to thank all our panelists for having really did justice to this topic. Unfortunately, you came out with the points almost at the last minute, but nevertheless, we have enjoyed all the contrast that came out. I believe also that those who have watched us have enjoyed the broadcast. It is. I mean, I've learned a lot, and I think we may need another session to speak on this because you have a lot of points out there, and you as well. Dickiness Caroline didn't come out very clear, so but she was saying something about the chalk, which I would like to hear next time.
Chalk is what?
Is it not the chalk?
The
You said
chocolate
the
pregnancy.
the pregnant, yes, the white
No,
one.
we
the white
Africans,
one.
we shouldn't
So-
say that because we are in
Calabar
Europe.
chalk.
We should
Yeah.
forget what
Our
we
own
learn,
trends.
our old tradition. Our old tradition is good, and if they go, they can see science is even encouraging people eat yam, eat plantain, eat African food.
Well,
it's really good.
Thank you so much. You have heard our lecturer here.
Well, I think the best thing is to look at what is good here and take what is
take
good
good
here and
here.
take
Yeah,
what is good here
combine
and put them
everything,
together.
yes.
I think that would be the conclusion.
Yeah.
Well, on this note, let us just say thank you to all our listeners, and thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
being
Auntie.
here.
Thank
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, sir, for being here. And God richly bless every one of you. We say bye to all our viewers. Thank you so much.
Bye.